Oh, hi. Whew. It's always like a whir getting everything ready, and I'm super excited that you guys are all here. And like Olga said, she's here, she's part of the team, so she's here to help you answer any questions. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat or you can unmute. That's totally fine, and then I'll hear you and be able to answer. But Olga's here to help. So I see Carla, I see Noelle, I see Nina, I see Lori. Is that Sharita, if I'm saying that right? And let's see, Heather. Awesome. Hi, everyone. If I missed anyone, because the screen is like moving, but I think I got everyone. So I'm so excited to see you guys. If you don't know me, my name is Lucy Hutchings. I'm a registered dietitian, and I am here to help women with perimenopause, stubborn weight, hormone imbalance, sugar cravings, all the things. And we're going to have so much fun during this sugar challenge. I would love to know, first off, where you all are from. So I'd love for you to put in the chat where you're watching from, because it's so fun to see who's out there, where they're watching from, and how far this reaches. I'm in New Hampshire, and it is hot. It is super hot. Also, just so you know, the sky got dark. And I'm like, is there going to be a thunderstorm right while I'm trying to be on video, prepping everything for you guys? Hopefully not. I mean, it should be fun, but just letting you guys know. All right, I'm going to pull up the chat because I cannot see it. Let's see chat. There we go. Let's see if I can make it bigger. I'm trying to make it. It's not okay, let's see. We've got Southern New Hampshire, Northern Kentucky, um, Athens, Alabama, Lago Vista. Am I saying that right? Lago Vista. I should probably know how to say that. In Texas, Davenport, Washington. So cool. So cool, you guys. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to get started because I always bite off more than I can chew for every one of these types of lives because I love doing this and I want to show you as much as possible. So that's just what happens. That is just me. I like to do that. So we are going to be doing a broccoli bacon salad, a special sweet potato salad, egg cups, which are awesome for breakfast or as snacks, a chicken salad, and we're going to marinate some chicken thighs so that tomorrow, if you come back to the Zoom room at 5 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, I'm going to be grilling those, and it'll have a nice 24-hour marinade, so it'll be really awesome. And it's a marinade that I absolutely love. All of these recipes are sugar-free. Some of them I modified it a little bit to just remove the sweetener that was in it. So normally I might put some apples in, like the special sweet potato salad usually has apples diced up in it. For me, I'm removing fruit for the week, but that doesn't mean you have to. So if you want to use this recipe and put the fruit in, you can. But for me, for this week, I am going all out. I am not doing any fruit because I just want to remove any sweetness. It really helps to reset the taste buds, and it just gives that extra, the extra challenge. And also, I am going dairy free, which is not what I usually do for these. I just wanted an extra challenge. And I know that there's other ladies that are also doing dairy free this week too. And so I wanted it to be just as challenging for me as it was for them. So that's what I'm doing. All right, let's get started because there's so many things. In the meantime, I would love to know from you guys, what do you feel like is going to be the most challenging part of this challenge? So put it in the comments. Do you feel like it's going to be breakfast? Do you feel like it's going to be snacks? Do you feel like it's going to be like nighttime after dinner type thing? Tell me in the comments what is the most challenging part for you. And we're going to get started on, I think, the egg cups, because I feel like those are kind of the trickiest one for me. So I'm going to start with preheating my oven to 350. Remember that if you do have questions, feel free to unmute, because this is, a casual casual prep party. We're having fun. So if you wanna ask questions or comment, feel free. All right. Now, I said we're doing the egg cups first. So I need eggs in a bowl. There. I have all my ingredients out, so it's a little bit like a lot. Also, I try for these types of presentations, I do not do too much prep work ahead of time because I want you guys to see everything. This is the first time I did a little bit more prep work. So I already roasted the sweet potatoes for the sweet potato salad. I already boiled some eggs. And what else did I do? I roasted some big sweet potatoes. There's one more thing I did. Oh yeah, I already cooked the bacon. So I put a whole of bacon into the oven earlier. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have an air conditioner in my house. A lot of people in this area of New Hampshire do not. So it's pretty normal because we don't have a huge long summer and it gets really cool at night. So you don't exactly need it. So it's kind of hot today. That's okay. I actually love the sun. Okay, so we have our eggs. Here's how I do my egg cups. All I do, I keep it as easy as possible. Sorry, I just had to get that out of the way. I like to do all of my recipes as easy as possible. So all I'm doing is cracking some eggs in a bowl. I'm going to pour in some coconut milk and I'm going to guess that it's anywhere from a quarter cup to a half a cup. We just kind of have to, well, all the recipes are included. So if you didn't get those, we will make sure you get them and you can follow the recipe and that's fine too. But I just try and go as quickly as possible. And so sometimes that means guessing and estimating. If that doesn't feel comfortable to you, you don't have to do it. You can follow the recipe. Okay. Now that we've gotten that combined, I'm just going to add some salt, not too much. I would say I'm going to put about a quarter teaspoon. Again, the recipe is included, so you can follow that. Okay, that's my base. That's all you do. Now the fun part is flavoring it the way you want it to be flavored. By the way, the reason why I added coconut milk is because number one, I want this to be dairy free. And number two, coconut milk has lots of healthy fats in it. So now I've combined the healthy fats from the eggs plus the healthy fats in the coconut milk, which are a little different. They're two different types of fats. Now I've got a really healthy breakfast or snack, whatever you want to use it for. And so it just gives it an extra nutrition boost. So I love it. All right, and it doesn't taste coconutty because I didn't use enough to really change the flavor. All right, I'm gonna get my tray, which is right here. And my egg cups. So this is what I use. These are silicone reusable egg cups. You can use a muffin tray, whatever you have. These are nice and simple. For the egg cups, the egg muffins, I don't really need to grease them. So I'm going to skip that. It's approximately 1 egg per muffin cup if you don't add a lot of stuff. But if you're adding a lot of additives, a lot of little flavorings, which we're going to go over in a minute, then you might need more than, so I did 8 eggs. But if I put a bunch of stuff in it, it's going to be more than 8 cups. So I'm just going to put out a bunch and we'll see what I need. Before I fill, I'm going to chop up a few things for the fillings. Have you guys ever made these before, like egg muffins or quiche or something like that? And if so, what do you like to put into your egg muffins? I am going to do just a variety of things. I'm just kind of like thinking on the spot here. I'm going to do some peppers. I'm going to do some spinach. So when I have any leftover veggies, I will use leftover veggies. So if I sauteed zucchini last night or some onions, then I would add those too. That stuff. So I'm just going to chop these peppers up. The peppers and spinach are kind of nice because you don't have to cook them ahead of time. You can put them in raw. So that's just easier. You don't have any cooked vegetables on hand. I mean, this is
Oh. This lady talk about anti-inflammatory, dairy-free, gluten-free, perimenopause.
yes, these are all, if I heard the question right, these are all anti-inflammatory and gluten-free. So I don't know if I heard the whole question. So repeat if that wasn't the question. Trying to see who is talking. It did not. Let me move the chat out of the way so I can see better.
I think it was Sheraton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let me know. First of all, let me know if I'm saying your name. I was going to say Sharita, but maybe it's Sheraton.
Sorry, I don't know.
I don't know either. So let us know how to say your name right so that we can make sure. And then let us know if we answered your question. All right. So let's see. What else was I going to say about this? Okay. If we're trying to get a really balanced breakfast for reducing inflammation, for balancing hormones and all of that, we're going to really want some veggies with our breakfast. Now, a typical breakfast might look like oatmeal or cereal or toast or even avocado toast for a lot of people, but that's going to start your day with a lot of carbs. And so what I'd like to see is more protein in the morning, first thing. So we want to start the day with more protein so that it balances your blood sugar. It will actually help get rid of those cravings. If we start the day with cereal or a muffin or a croissant or something like that, it's going to make your blood sugar, then your blood sugar is going to drop, and then that's going to lead to more sugar cravings. So if you're dealing with sugar cravings, we want to boost up the protein. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is grab the spinach and the salsa, and I'm going to start filling my cups. This salsa is one of my favorites. It's Mitchell's Fresh. It's nothing like super special, but just a really clean ingredient list. There's no sugar in it. And I love the flavor. But you can use whatever salsa you want if you like salsa. I just like it because it's like an easy way to get tomatoes and cilantro and really great flavors in without me having to do anything. It's pretty awesome. All right, I guess I'll move this. Sometimes I wish I had a bigger space videos so that I'm not moving everything around so much. Okay, spoon. All right, I'm gonna try and do these so that I remember which is which because the kids want theirs a certain way.
Oh, Lord.
So for me, I'm gonna do salsa because I love it. And I'm gonna do some extra peppers.
So we have a question in the chat. Do you ever use nutritional yeast?
Occasionally. So it's a great thing to use when you're trying to get that cheesy flavor and you don't want to use actual cheese, dairy. So you can kind of make like a faux mac and cheese with nutritional yeast. You can also add it just for extra fiber and extra healthy fats. But I don't really remember to use it very often, but that's just mostly me. So whoever asked, I would love to know, do you use it and what have you used it for? Or anybody else in the room? what have you used nutritional yeast for? Okay, and I do have some downstairs in my pantry. All right, so I'm going to do a few with spinach. Ouch, trying to overload. And I already cooked, so I'm going to add a little bacon bit, especially for the kids. These end up being so yummy, and then you have breakfast. Now, because I have kids, one batch is only one breakfast. But if it's just, you're cooking just, and you make a batch of these are going to last you like all week. Or at least for a few days. And then you can choose something else for breakfast. All right, I'm going to add a cheese in some of them. This is milk feta cheese. So I'm not going to do it for mine because I am not doing dairy. But I'm going to do it for 3 for my oldest son. It adds so much good flavor if you do it. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to do that. Oldest. And let's see. And I know one of my other kids wants cheddar cheese. We'll do that. Yeah. Just grate some up. All right, so to be honest, I will actually do this morning of when we're getting ready to go. I will whip these up because I can move faster when I'm not thinking about it or talking. And then I'll just jump in the shower while they're cooking so that it's not actually taking up any much extra time. And then they'll be ready when I'm ready to leave, they'll be ready, and these can actually be eaten in the car. Whoops, pretty easily. All right, so I'm just gonna pour it in. And then these are gonna go into the oven for about 20 minutes. Perfect amount of time to go shower and get dressed. No, okay. Let's see, what are you guys gonna have? What are you thinking about having for breakfasts for the sugar challenge? Let's everybody share their ideas because sometimes that can be one of the most difficult parts, especially if you're used to eating like oatmeal, because now oatmeal would be okay, but do you eat it plain or do you put stuff into it?
What was the temperature for the oven?
This is going to be 350.
350. Got it.
There we go. All right. So that's 12. And the oven's preheated, so I'm going to pop these in and set the timer. All our devices are being used for the filming of this. So, Olga, would you mind setting a 20-minute timer for me?
Yes, I'll do it.
Awesome. Thank you. We have no more devices left in the house to timers. Any questions about the egg muffins? Just unmute and let me know.
Carla says that she will eat lots of eggs and protein shakes. Nina says that she eats lunch for breakfast. Lori has boiled eggs and a sugar-free smoothie mix.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Those are all great, guys. Thank you for sharing. All right, next is the broccoli bacon salad. So this is one of my favorite salads. I picked a lot of like cold foods for this live because It's hot. And I don't want to do a whole lot of cooking or eating hot foods. Do you guys ever struggle with the heat of the summer? Does it change the way you cook or does it change the way you eat? What do you eat different when it's really hot? For me, I eat differently. Sometimes I even feel like eating less food. I just don't get as hungry when it's hot. But if I have some nice cold salads, then I feel more like eating. So the first thing I'm gonna do, this is kind of a cool salad because you don't have to cook the broccoli. I'm gonna just chop it up really, really small so that it's more kind of palatable. I'm gonna get my bowl, which I put right here. And I wanted to take some to tell you guys a little bit about me. If you are new to my world, first of all, thank you for being here. And I have been a dietitian for 13 plus years, and I absolutely love helping women with their hormones, helping them to balance them, helping them to ditch the stubborn belly fat and get their energy back, help them to feel more like themselves again, because I know that that's a huge struggle. And I really feel like we don't get enough support during this time. I think that a lot of women will go to their doctor and mention, I have this fatigue that won't go away. I'm just always tired and exhausted. I can't lose weight anymore. It just doesn't go away now that, I've tried all the things that I used to try that worked. Now they don't work. And maybe they're also dealing with skin issues. Their skin's just not the same. And the doctor, sometimes I've heard a lot of stories. Sometimes the doctor will just say, oh, well, that's just menopause. That's just perimenopause. That's just the time of your life. And, not give like any solutions or just say, well, we can try these medications to try and help you. A lot of times at this point, inflammation starts to become a problem and they'll give you maybe an anti-inflammatory instead of talking about, well, what is at the root of this? Why is this inflammation happening now? And what can we do to heal it from the inside, from within? So that is what I like to help women with, is root causes, figuring out how to heal that gut. All right. I would love to know if anybody can relate to that, can resonate with that. Have you ever had an experience with your physician where you didn't really quite feel heard? I remember when I was younger, I was in, and they had given me a birth control pill, and I'd been on it for a couple of years, and basically it was, I went in and I said, I have been feeling really cold. Like something's not right. Like my temperature regulation isn't quite right, and I don't feel right. And the doctor, she was a female, and the doctor's answer was, well, that's why I wear a sweater to work. That's what she told me. So instead of let's test your thyroid, let's maybe change the birth control and to try something different because maybe that is affecting your hormones. Yeah, I was completely dismissed. And then you don't feel good after that. Then you start to think, well, am I crazy? Am I making this up? Do I just need to wear a sweater? So that is my story. If you want to mute, you can stop talking. So I am just about done chopping this broccoli up. It's a little bit of a process, but also I'm talking. Now, some things I want to point out is that when you're embarking on a health journey, when you are deciding to start changing your eating habits, and you're starting to eat more vegetables, you're starting to eat more proteins, one of the best things you can do is to invest in a good knife, a good quality knife. Oh, that's like kind of, it's kind of blurry for some reason. A good quality knife is going to help you make this experience so much better, because if you have a dull knife, it's just going to make chopping vegetables miserable. I mean, we hear it all the time. You need the right tools for the job, right? So this knife was a wedding gift a long time ago, and it's still excellent. It's probably around $100, but it's worth it because I use it every day, and I want to actually enjoy chopping vegetables, since it's something that we have to do. Now, if you absolutely hate chopping vegetables, you don't have to do it a lot. You can actually buy already chopped vegetables at the store. You can buy frozen vegetables. This is not the only way to get more veggies into your life. But I like this. The other thing that's really helpful is to have a really good cutting board. So a big wooden cutting board. Glass is not great for the knife. It's also very loud, so it's kind of irritating. And it's I don't know. I just feel like glass. I know I love glass in all other areas, but a glass cutting board, I just don't feel like it's great for the knife and for my ears or for my hands, because then you're really hitting a really hard surface. I think that would really be a problem. So we've got the broccoli. Now we're going to add some carrots, and then I'm going to make the dressing. Oh, this also has bacon in it, because bacon is great and it adds lots of flavor. Again, these recipes are all included, so if you need them, put that in the comments and we will get them to you. There's a post in the school group that has the menu for tonight, for today's Cook With Me, and it includes recipes. So I'm just gonna shred these like this. You could also, I tend to be a messy cook. Are you guys messy cooks? You can also put it through like a food processor or some kind of other thing that would make faster and easier. I have these awesome organic carrots that I got that are all multicolored. So this is a carrot, even though it's white. It is a white carrot, different from a parsnip. Okay, make it going fast. I'm going to add an orange one because I want the color. And of course, the more color you have with your veggies, the more variety you're going to get with nutrients and antioxidants. And yeah, they're flying everywhere. I don't know. Good. I don't think the camera's picking that up. Good. And I'm going to just take a minute to scroll down, because my chat got stuck.
What happened?
Sorry to interrupt. Olga is trying to enter, but so could you please let her enter again?
Thank you for letting me know. Let me see. So that must mean I am host again. Oh, yep. Thank you so much for letting me know. All right. And then I'll just switch host over to her when she's ready. All right, so this salad is going to be colorful, it's going to be flavorful, it's going to be crunchy, and it's going to be cold. Oh, and let me pull that chat up again because I just saw a message. Okay. Okay, you told her you were hot. And so is she at 34? Yeah, see, that's not really that helpful. I feel like that can be a little bit dismissive, in my opinion. Obviously, it depends on how she said it, but if you feel like she wasn't really listening, then she probably wasn't really listening. Hi, Olga. Again, do you want me to switch you back over to?
Yes, please.
Oh, right. I think I can do this faster now. Right. I go to the three dots and then I go to.
Hey, what's that?
Yeah.
It worked. Thanks.
All right, because it's so pretty. Okay. So in your house, do you have like a system where do you have in your house where one person cooks and one person cleans? Or are you kind of doing it all yourself? For us, we usually switch off. So if I cook, usually somebody else will clean. I mean, it's not perfect, but we usually try to switch off. Okay, so let's see. Um, anything else? So the recipe calls for an apple, and it is delicious with the apple. I'm gonna leave it out for mine just because I'm skipping fruit for the week, and I'm just gonna do that. But definitely, if you're not skipping fruit, or if you do this after the sugar challenge, then try it with the apple because it's so good. All right, I'm just gonna clear off my cutting board. We were talking about cutting boards. I was talking about glass and plastic. I'm not a big fan of plastic. Wooden, a big, thick wooden cutting board that's got enough space. That's really the best way to go if you can. All right, so I'm gonna skip the onion just for time's sake. Plus, I don't think my kids like it. But the onion in here is really delicious too. So I'm gonna do the bacon. This adds lots of good flavor. You can add as much as you want. I mean, the recipe calls for 5 slices. That would be lovely. I'll see if I have any extra at the end. I want to save some of my bacon for the other salad. And then I'm going to add some pecan. Now, I wouldn't eat the salad plain because I want to have some protein with it. And this is really just the veggie part. So I would eat it with my my protein. All right, so what did I say? I was going to get the nuts. Now you can, of course, buy nuts that are already chopped. Save yourself some time. You don't have to do it all from scratch like I'm showing you. You could certainly save some time. Let the grocery store do it. I just happen to have a big bag of walnuts. I'm not walnuts. These are pecans. You can use whatever nut works for you. Chop it up, throw it in. Now I'm going to make a quick dressing with some lemon juice. Grab a pitcher to put it in. So let's see, so this is actually going to be a mayonnaise based dressing. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but I am going to do one that uses a sugar free, but that doesn't mean artificial sugar. It just actually doesn't have sugar in it. Watch out, anytime you see a label that says sugar free, most of the time that means there's an artificial sugar in it. This is Primal Kitchen brand mayonnaise, and it has no sugar and it uses avocado oil as the base. Most mayonnaise use soybean oil, and that is an inflammatory oil. So I try and avoid soybean oil or vegetable oil and stick to avocado oil or olive oil or coconut oil. Okay, so actually I need a little bit more. like I said, the recipes are on one of the posts that we posted in the group. All right, and then we need some lemon juice. So I bought one of these shoppers recently. I actually really love it. I'm always hesitant to buy devices or anything for like anything extra for the kitchen. I usually will not do that. But I needed I saw it on, somebody was using it. What was it? It was like a Instagram video and I just fell in love and I had to do it. I think I'm doing this wrong. This goes in here. Also, I had broken my lemon juicer. That has to go like that.
Hey, Lucy. So Lori has a question. She says, I don't care for mayo, probably wouldn't even try other types. Could we use olive oil and lemon or vinegar instead?
Olive oil and lemon would be perfect. Yes, I just had it backwards. I would probably go with the olive oil and lemon, but you could certainly experiment. I think that's excellent. Yes. Some people do not like mayonnaise, and I totally respect that. I have one of my kids, my daughter, hates mayonnaise. I'm the type of person that could eat mayonnaise with a spoon. I seriously could. I love it so much. But I know that I'm not totally normal. That's okay. So yeah, I'm gonna put some lemon juice in this, mayonnaise. You could also use avocado oil if you didn't want to use olive oil, because olive oil definitely has a more distinct flavor. You might want to just try different oils to see what works. All right, here is my lemon juice. And I'm going to add some garlic. You could just use garlic powder to save yourself some time. So the best way to do your garlic is I cut the ends off and then I smash it with the knife. You can see that. So I smash it with the side of the knife really hard, and then that just takes the shell off. Now you could just chop it up and mince it with your knife. I'm going to use my garlic press because I just think it's going to be faster right now. And I don't want to take too much time doing it. So now I know the real chefs cringe at people using one of these. But you know what? I am not a real chef. I did not learn how to cook until my kids were born. My oldest is 13. And so I left home without knowing how to cook. And I had to learn myself when it was time for him to start eating. And I learned just YouTube and books and just trying it. I hear a lot of times that people might not be so comfortable in the kitchen, and that would make sense if it's not something that you've done a lot of. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. So I'm just going to take some tongs and toss it. This is perfect to bring if you have to go to a cookout or gathering. People, if they are going to gather and try and bring as much of your own healthy foods as possible so that it is less tempting or you're not stuck there with nothing decent or healthy to eat. So I am going to just try one of these broccolis into carrot. Lemony, garlicky, and white, and crunchy and cold. Perfect.
Oh, Lucy, the 20 minutes are up.
Oh, thank you. All right. This isn't an exact science. I'm just going to check. To see. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes because a couple of them look like they're not cooked all the way through. Olga, do you mind setting a 2-minute timer?
Yes, I just did.
Thank you so much. All right. Let's go on to the chicken salad. So check this out. This is something that my grocery store started carrying kind of recently, so you might have to look around for it. But this is Wild Planet is the brand, and this is organic roasted chicken breast in a can. So there's nothing in it that is sugar or any ingredient that we don't want. So if you want a quick lunch, this is going to be so easy. I'm just going to grab me. This would be, imagine if you got to lunch and you opened your fridge or your lunchbox and you had this beautiful lunch with chicken salad and broccoli salad in a little container. You would love it. You'd be so happy. You know, it would be easy again to just eat that instead of going out for sub or pizza or something like that. So, and while I'm opening these cans, I would love to know who has done this challenge before. If you've done it before, what do you think you would keep the same as last time? And what do you think you would do different? Is there something that maybe you learned last time that maybe some of the new people here would love to learn from that you would either keep the same or you would do different? And as far as this chicken salad goes, you could certainly use like leftover chicken that you chop up real fine or put through a food processor. You don't have to do canned chicken, but I just want to show you guys this really easy way to do a lunch.
The 2 minutes are up.
Oh, thank you very much. So did I use my power?
So Carla says that she's going to keep eating small amounts of fruit. And Lori says it was easier than she thought. That's good. Read your labels. Use school for tips and tricks. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I just want to get a shot of this, the finished product here. They're all a little bit different. As long as I keep them the same on the tray, I'll be able to remember. So these are all done. All right. So yeah, for some people, removing fruit can be more of a problem because it's what could be used as like that satisfaction for sugar craving. For some people, eating the fruit is going to kind of prolong that sugar craving. You kind of have to figure out what works for you and do that because everyone's different. And there's no rules. There's no cookie cutter rules here that are perfect for everybody. We have to figure out what the best thing is. So I'm just gonna chop this up. I did 3 cans because I want this to be lunch for a couple days. I want to have a couple servings. Okay, now I'm going to put in the seasonings. The seasonings are a little different. Let's see if I have all the way on. Yeah, here's a teaspoon. So I'm going to put in some poultry poultry seasoning, a teaspoon of this. And yes, it kind of reminds me of a turkey, cooking a turkey. But it's going to get all mixed up with other seasonings, so it's going to end up being really good. A half a teaspoon of coriander. I think that's all we have left in the jar. So that's perfect. And then curry powder. So it's kind of like a curry chicken salad. And that is a teaspoon. I'm not going to put quite the whole teaspoon because curry powder is pretty strong. And I don't want. That's another thing you can do is just adjust the recipe to what you think is going to be best for the people you're serving it for, whether it's you or other family. All right, so then it's a 1/4 cup of olive oil, which I'm going to estimate. You could measure it out if you'd like. And then it's chopped walnuts or whatever nut you want. I'm going to just do pecans. This gives it a little crunch. Now, if you're doing fruit, it's totally okay to add some grapes chopped up or some cranberries or some raisins, or if you like anything else fruit-like. It's okay to add some flavor here. I'm only leaving it out because I'm just doing this for the challenge. But oh, Trader Joe's sells unsweetened dried cherries, which I love. They're a little tart and they're still sweet. They're so good. So normally I would put in the unsweetened dried cherries, but raisins would be a good substitute. I like cranberries, but I don't love that they add sugar to them. But it's just a little bit. It's not going to be a big deal. Just not for the sugar challenge. I'm going to go without. And that was a good tip, Lori, to read labels, use school. Absolutely. It's amazing. I would actually love to know from you guys that have done this before, or if you've ever just looked at labels, what has surprised you the most discovering that it actually has sugar in it? I've heard different things from different people, like peanut butter, salad dressing. They were so shocked. All right, that's everything. That's it. You could add salt, but I don't even think you need it. I'm gonna just give it a try. There's so many flavors, and it's really good. It goes so well with the pecans. So I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil. Just try it out and see what's good for you. But I think it's a little dry. It needs a little bit more. I didn't measure it, so I'm just guessing. But I want it to be more moist. You could use mayonnaise, but if you don't want to go the mayonnaise route, then this recipe is going to be good for you. I can hear the thunder rolling. All right, I think we just have one more recipe. And that is just the marinade for the chicken. So I am going to use the same bowl that I used for the egg muffin. So it's going to take a second here. Grab that bowl.
So Carla just ordered a case of the organic canned chicken from Amazon.
That's awesome. It is so convenient when it doesn't taste like, I've had store-bought, like store brand canned chicken that kind of doesn't taste awesome.
Should have been they parked down by the lawn and then.
I don't know if that was a question. I didn't quite hear it, but
I don't think so.
okay. Yeah, the organic roasted chicken. Like so convenient, so easy, and yummy. Oh, I know, we do have the potato salad to do, so I'll just move really fast. This is a quick marinade. So all it is a lot of paprika. So it's so good though. It's paprika and lemon. So yeah, it's actually it was 1.5 tablespoons of paprika. I know that sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but it's worth it. It's so yummy. So I'm just gonna, and it's very pretty. It has a lot of color and lots of flavor. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do some garlic powder. I have here. Forgot to open it. So I'm just gonna use a knife. There we go. So we're gonna do a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. There we go. And then a little bit of cayenne pepper. So it's up to you. You can leave the cayenne pepper out. You can also just put in as much as you want. It says a teaspoon. I'm not going to do that because my family would then not eat what I made. So I'm not going to do that. If you have a lot of people that you're trying to serve, so I'm putting in pink Himalayan salt. If you have a lot of people you're trying to serve and please a lot of people, what I would suggest is try and do things deconstructed, meaning like taco night is kind of a good example of a deconstructed meal. You've got the meat, you've got this different sauce, you've got maybe some rice or something, and everybody puts it together the way they like. Try to do that with most of your meals, and that way people can just put what they want on it. I will also like make a plain version for the kids. So I'll marinate a bunch of thighs for my husband and I, but I will also do plain ones for my kids. That way they can just have what they want and nobody's complaining. And I didn't have to make an extra meal. Let's see if I do this the right way this time. I did. Okay, so this is like a lemony, paprika-y chicken. Oh, I was supposed to do the zest of this lemon, but I'm gonna skip it for time's sake. It would just make it a little more lemony. Remember, you can skip whatever parts you need to skip. If you don't have time to zest a lemon and you're trying to do this quickly, just skip it. The cool thing about this is that you can make it the day before, like I'm doing, and then when you get home from work or you get to the end of the day tomorrow, it's all ready to throw on the grill. As long as it's not storming tomorrow, I will be grilling for you guys. So come back at 5 o'clock Eastern, and that is my plan. So we've got the lemon juice, and then some olive oil, a 1/4 cup. So that's about a 1/4 cup. And that's it. I'm gonna stir it up and add the chicken. And then the last thing we do is the potato salad. Oh, that was loud. Right, the chicken is right here. So I get Bell and Evans chicken. You can get whatever you want. I just like this is a little bit better. If I could get it from a local farm, I would do that too. Sometimes I do. These are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use whatever you want. You can get bone in with the skin. I mean, I like it better that way because there's more flavor when it has the bone. The only thing is it's a little harder to grill that way. And so if I'm grilling, I tend to do boneless skinless just to make it easier. Otherwise, lots of flare-ups. Since my hands are already dirty, I am just going to use my hands to get this marinade going. Some people absolutely hate touching raw meat. Are you one of those people? Admit it in the chat if you are. It's okay, you're in good company. Lots of people hate this. They won't touch raw chicken. I think it's just kind of something I feel like it just has to be done. It's easier this way. It doesn't gross me out. I mean, I'm eating it, so that's not gross to me. But everybody has their own preferences. All done. I'm gonna move this to the side.
So we have a question from Noel. Will you marinate these all night?
Yes. Yep, they're gonna marinate all the way until I cook them tomorrow night live at 5 o'clock. You don't have to marinate them overnight though. I want to make sure that's clear. I have done this marinade and then I have turned the grill on and let them sit while the grill is heating up and then thrown them on and they're still delicious. So it does not have to be an overnight marinade. You can do 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you have, it's still going to be super delicious. Okay, last one is the sweet potato salad. One of my absolute favorites. I have a bowl here. I've already roasted the sweet potatoes. That's kind of key, is to do that. I am not going to use all of these because my kids love diced sweet potatoes so much that they don't want it in the salad. They want it plain. So I just did an extra one so that they could have it plain for dinner tonight. When you roast sweet potatoes, it really brings out so much sweetness. So it ends up tasting a little bit like candy if you do it right.
So Lori says that if she has to cut it up or mess with it too much, she can't eat it after it's cooked sometimes.
So like it's like a leftover thing. You don't want like the leftover feel of it.
I think in my case, if I had to cook, I would be a vegetarian because I wouldn't be able to eat. I don't know, it's weird.
I understand. Well, you can of course buy it already marinated and already cut up. So there are options for sure. And then you don't have to touch it or do anything. So I boiled these eggs in the Instant Pot earlier today. And when you do it in the Instant Pot, the shell comes off so easily. I mean, I honestly feel like the price of the Instant Pot is worth it just to have boiled eggs that you don't have to fight with. So I'm adding boiled eggs to this sweet potato salad. And you don't have to, I'm gonna rinse them off to get the little shell pieces off. You certainly don't have to. But it adds a little protein, it adds a little flavor. And I'm gonna use my handy dandy egg slicer. Oh, I'm losing my eggs. Okay, I'm gonna do it one way. And then I'm gonna do it the other way. Guys, it is raining now, and I swear the lights just flickered. It could be in my imagination. That was lightning? Okay. Because if the power even flashes, it'll kick me out of the Zoom room. So if that happens, we're already at the end. So just to be safe, I am going to let you guys know that I will be live Monday, Tuesday. So Monday is at 5, Tuesday is at 7 Eastern, Wednesday is at 5 Eastern, and then I will be doing our big wrap-up party workshop on Thursday evening at 5 o'clock Eastern. It is going to be so much fun. I'm going to be telling you how we're going to first of all be celebrating, and then we're going to be talking about like how do we keep our hormones balanced? How do we keep the belly fat off without having to do a no sugar challenge every day of our lives? I mean, this is great. This is a good reset. It's a good detox, and it's just great to bring awareness to the foods we're eating. But this isn't how we're going to live our lives. I could never do this on everyday basis. I'm a busy mom. I have 3 kids. I run a business and we homeschool. So no, I'm not going to be sugar-free forever. So come to the other lives, come to the workshop on Thursday night, and then we have Q&A on Friday, so don't forget about that. It's all on the calendar. I'm going to add bacon, and then I'm just going to make the dressing, and that's it.
Is it okay? I would like to hear from people what they think of today's session, if it was helpful, and if you have any other questions about these 5 days or anything that we're doing this week.
Absolutely, guys. What did you think about the recipes today? Who's going to try them?
And you can unmute yourselves if you like. I
Yes.
think that's easier.
All right, dressing. And then that's it.
So Lori says it was awesome. Having Olga here to pitch in was great too. Thank you. Kathy says, I love today's session. I will try out the recipes.
Awesome.
Carla says, great for inspiration.
Yay.
Anything else that you would like to see? Would you like to have maybe Q&As at the beginning or at the end? Or, I don't know, any other ideas?
Yeah, what else would help you guys? We're here to make it so that you guys are successful.
Noelle is also going to try these recipes.
The rain is coming down and it's making it hard to hear.
Oh,
Awesome, you guys. These recipes are good. So, definitely want to try them. Did anyone prep for the week? If so, what did you prep? Share with us.
good question.
Dijon mustard. And just so you guys know, I put some mayonnaise, some olive oil. I'm looking for the Dijon mustard. Pretty sure I had it out. Right here. The recipe is available. I'm just guessing. And lemon juice. Oh, and if you guys are still sticking around, I'm gonna try one of those egg bites. I love this juicer. I love this contraption. I'm gonna try and show it to you guys on a different live this week because this is how I chopped all the sweet potatoes. I did it super fast with this contraption. Like it's actually worth it. I do not collect appliances or kitchen tools or anything like that. But this one I think is worth it. Ooh.
So Lori is making tuna salad with chickpeas for a few of her meals.
Okay. I'm adding scallions, but you could add chives or skip it. Just the green part. I don't want it to be too oniony. Kind of just looks pretty. Dressing. And look how pretty this is. And if I had put the apple in, it would make it like give it a little. I use like a green apple, so it's a little bit tart. It would just give it even more fun flavor. Let's try this.
So Kathy says that it's thundering there. She's worried she might lose connection, but she shopped for this week. So lots of veggies, good proteins, hamburger, chicken, shrimp, and eggs. And she has her protein shakes as a backup. She says it also looks delicious.
Kathy, that's amazing. Kathy is in the same town as me, so I know it's storming out. You did awesome with your prep. Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, these are the egg bites, and I'm gonna give the one I made for myself a try. It has bacon and salsa. And peppers. Forgot. It's so, so good. I love it. Like, eggs can get boring if we have them every day. So add some flavor, add some veggies. They'll keep them from getting boring. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Just finishing too.
Yeah, shout out to the cameraman. Lori says, thank you, Lucy, Olga, and the camera person.
Oh, that's my oldest behind the camera, Eli. So yes, thank you, Eli. Thank you, Olga. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I wish you luck, but stay in touch with us through the group. Watch for the posts. We'll have posts every day. And I'll be going live every day to keep you motivated, to give you more tips, to answer your questions. This is going to be a great week. It really is fun. And by the end, you're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. A lot of people lose weight during this week. So let's do this together and let's see what your results are at the end of the week. Keep it up. Just don't give up. Okay. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. See you.